Hey, what's up? Hello, y'all. Welcome back to the Cult Juice channel where we talk all things pop culture. And in today's video, I want to get into something that I found quite interesting. And as I was doing my research for this video, and as I was just simply online, looking up information, I realized that not only are dark-skinned women undervalued in the music industry, but there are no mainstream dark-skinned women in the industry right now who are dominating the music world. Like, what is going on here? All of the female rappers, they are light-skinned to medium-toned women. All of these singers, they're like white women or lighter-toned women. And like, what is going on here? Like, there are no dark-skinned women in the front light, okay? The darkest that we got who are popular is SZA. That's the darkest tone we got right now out. And even then, she's like a more brown, caramel type of person. You know what I'm saying? So what is the tea here? Is it colorism or are they not talented? Now, this is just an interesting title to get jaw clicking. So don't worry about the whole not talented part because they definitely are talented. Okay, so let's get into it. First off, I'm going to start off with Doja. Doja is a rapper. And I feel like Doja is actually more talented than most of the girls out right now. She's way talented than Annie, aka Ice Spice. She's way more talented than Lotto. Way more talented than Megan Thee Stallion. Way more talent. Like, she has so much more talent, but it seems like her talent gets swept under the rug. I mean, her lyrical ability is there, her bars are there, but it just seems like something is quite missing from her career. You see what I'm saying? Like, something is not really quite, kicking it through the door, if that makes any sense, So I'm trying to figure out now, what is it with Doja? Now, many may say that her music is just too advanced for today's society. I've talked to many of my friends, they say that Doja, they don't understand what she's talking about. She has that musical talent where it's like, okay, we've gotten to the point now where the rapping aspect has just been dumbed down to twerking and, squirting across the room. Okay, cool. Right? So when people like Doja come into the industry, even people like Tierra Whack, she's very talented. Her creativity is there, but she doesn't get the flowers that she deserves, okay? And I feel like when it comes to the rapper space, we haven't had a mainstream dark-skinned female rapper since Missy Elliott, okay? Missy Elliott was the only real like chocolate girl who has hit the scene and, boom, boom, pow, mainstream, But it's like the dark-skinned women have to go 20 times as hard to just be seen halfway. Missy Elliott, if she was not out here doing all these crazy effects and crazy visuals and crazy creative aspects, I guarantee you she wouldn't make it because her skin tone has set her back. Now, is she talented? Yeah, she's definitely talented. But what I'm saying is she has to go 20 times as hard, okay? We also have JT. She's a dark-skinned chocolate girl, okay? Many people feel like she isn't really where she needs to be at right now, okay? Now, I feel like JT, she's not really a good example of this because I feel like, no shade, but City Girls was just flopping in general and she just now started her solo career, so she's still early on with her journey. So, like, no shade, like, she still has time to grow her career, but it's too soon to blame anything right now because she hasn't proven herself all the way yet to be in the mainstream light, okay? So she still has time. But what I will say is I feel like if a light-skinned woman was rapping what JT was rapping about, I feel like they would have blew up already by now. Like, they would have been way bigger right now than what they already are. Now, JT is big, yes, but if JT was a lighter toned woman, she'll be even way bigger in her solo career already, okay? It's a fact. Many people are trying to ignore that light-skinned privilege is actually a thing. Being white, light-skinned, all that, I feel like it's a thing. And I feel like in the black community, when you're light-skinned, you're almost like white in the black community, if that makes any sense. I'm not negating all of the light-skinned, racism that still goes on from white people, but I'm just saying in the black community, you're almost looked at as like superior. You're like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Oh, look at her, she light little thing, And it's like dark-skinned women, they say, oh, she's talented for a dark girl. Oh, she's pretty for a dark girl. It's like, why can't it just be she's talented? Why can't it just be she's pretty? Why don't the color, like, why does the color have to matter so much? You know what I mean? Like, it's just weird. And it's so blatant. We have artists like Ice Spice, Lotto, and people who are like in the industry who have attention. It's like, you're not even that talented. We have another dark-skinned woman named Cupcake. She's also talented, okay? She's really, really good. Flo Milli, she's also in the industry. What's going on here, okay? Now, me personally, with Flo Milli, I feel like her music isn't necessarily like a mainstream type of sound. So when she tweaks her sound, okay, yes, she could potentially get to the mainstream market. But then again, I just feel like honestly, Flo Milli's music to me is not the best. I'm not gonna sit here and say that her skin tone is holding her back, because it probably is. But I feel like her musical talent, it's there, but it needs to be a little bit more perfected. It's just, to me, it just screams very kiddish and very like, I don't know, it just gives me like kids bop rap, if that makes any sense. Except for her song, Never Lose Me, okay? Okay, now let's go ahead and get into the singing girls, okay? Some girls who are more dark-skinned, more melanated, such as Normani, okay? Normani has been almost shelved from her label and sabotaged from her label, but also a part of her mainstream success not coming is also from her inconsistency in her career and her lack of like putting out things at the right time, if that makes any sense. So I would never say that colorism definitely plays a part in her like career. Let's not be delusional now. But I will not sit here and say that it is 100% the reason why her career is failing. Not at all, okay? Normani just needs to be more consistent, and really, I think she needs to put more work in, and she could easily have that top spot. But I will say that I feel like labels and managers, like, all the marketing and, promotion, the dark-skinned girls don't have that much marketing. They don't have that much push, okay? Labels and all these executives, they will sign them, but they don't really push them. So they're on these labels and on these, teams and stuff, but like when their music comes out, it's crickets. Nobody's playing that shit. Nobody has even heard that it came out. Okay. It's like what's going on here? Okay. It's like when you're dark skinned or when you're a black period, but really dark skinned in particular, you have to work as hard. It's like the more melanated that you are, the more you have to prove yourself, the more you have to go even harder to show that you are worthy of being here in this industry, okay? And for me, I root for all of the melanin queens. I feel like they should all be winning right now, okay? But there are no mainstream melanin artists, female artists in the game right now. It's like, it's empty. It's like, look around, everybody on mute, for real. Another artist, I feel like Bree Runway. She's very, very talented. Why isn't she where she needs to be at, okay? She has better music than most of the mainstream girls right now. She has really good music. What's up with Bree Runway? Why isn't Bree Runway topping the charts? Why isn't Bree Runway out here making noise, okay? What is the thing here? And I'm gonna be very clear here. If Doja Cat was dark skinned or like darker toned, she would not be as big as she is right now. She wouldn't have. Because her music and her like style, like people would automatically deem her as some weird dark-skinned black girl who's trying to make music, and labels would not take her seriously, and nobody would sit around and take her seriously. Okay, I'm just being real here. Would she still be known and famous? Yeah, of course, but she would not be as big as she is today. Okay, I'm just being clear. All right. If Ice Spice was a dark-skinned girl, she would not be where she is right now at all, and I can promise you that. I promise you that. Okay. But some people could also argue and say, well, is colorism really a big part? Because look at Tinashe. She's been grinding for so many years and she's been trying to make it happen for so many years, but she hasn't, hit mainstream success like that. So is it colorism or are they just not talented? You see, so it's like, it's a weird, like, it's a fine line, honestly, because it's like, we could blame it on something, but we could also look and investigate into their career and see the downsides of, okay, you're doing this wrong, you're doing that wrong, and you're dark skinned, so it's like it could be both, honestly. It could be both. It could really be both. But I hate the fact that talent no longer speaks for artists anymore. It's like, why can't they just be a talented artist? Why does it have to be so much about their looks, their hair, the skin tone, the brand? Like, it's like we have lost the art of strictly talent. And no shade, but I feel like majority of these like melanin queens are way more talented than these people who are at the top right now. No shade. But what is you all's opinion on this? Do you all agree? Do you disagree? Maybe you all feel like it's not that serious and maybe it's really not even an issue at all. We can have an open discussion, open dialogue, but I really want y'all to just at least acknowledge the fact that there are no mainstream dark-skinned women in the industry right now? Like, that's a fact. I mean, like, come on now. That's a fact. I did my research. I mean, come on. Like, it's weird. It's weird. And when I say mainstream, I mean like top on Billboard, like mainstream rappers, like in terms of women. Like, why is that not a thing? Okay. But yes, comment down below. We're going to clock that T. We're going to clock that T. Okay. This industry is so colorist. I hate it. But all right, y'all. I'm going to see you all in the next video. Be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, tap the bell so you can get an alert every single time I post. And I will see you in the next one. Thank you for watching.